So fresh controversy has erupted in American politics after President Joe Biden has decided to award billionaire George Soros the Presidential Medal of Freedom. This is America's highest civilian honor, really the equivalent to India's Bharat Ratna. It is a massive honor, of course, given to the billionaire financier George Soros, who also happens to be a deeply controversial figure. And it's that controversy that seems to be playing out right now on social media. You're seeing people in the United States of America, conservative figures like Elon Musk, coming out and slamming the award, saying that it is a travesty for President Joe Biden to give George Soros this very, very coveted and very, very prestigious national award. And undoubtedly, of course, lots of people in India are likely to be unhappy as well, particularly on the more conservative side of India's politics, especially the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has taken much of an issue and has really been waging something of a social media war with Mr. Soros and his initiatives. But who exactly is George Soros? Why exactly is this so controversial? Let's spend a little bit of our Sunday morning just breaking down what exactly is happening, why exactly George Soros matters so much. And to understand that, we have to understand who George Soros is. Well, he is, as you know, a billionaire financier. He is, of course, very well known for his life story. He was born in 1930 in Hungary and grew up at a time when there was a great deal of persecution against the Jews. He is, of course, was part of the Hungarian Jewish community. He was alive, a young man, during World War II, when there was massive persecution of the Jews, many, of course, being shipped off to concentration camps. His family managed to survive the horrors of the Nazi occupation of Hungary during the Second World War, using false identities and so on to survive. That very formative experience has been a very important part of his life story. And after the Second World War, of course, he left Hungary, went to London, studied there, then went to America, where he began his career in finance, and really over the course of the next 20 to 30 years became one of the most famous financiers in the world. In fact, in the 1990s, he very famously ran what was called, he was very famously called the man who broke the Bank of England, because he undertook a financial maneuver that essentially took advantage of the fact that the British pound was going to be declining in value, and through that he made around £1 billion. That was the estimate at that point in time, back in 1992. So of course, it did not make him very popular, but over time his image has changed as he has turned his wealth and his fortune towards one of his signature initiatives, which is called the Open Society Foundation. And basically, George Soros uses a lot of his life story and says that, look, I was persecuted for being a Hungarian Jew. I know what it's like to be in a liberal fascist society, and I'm going to use the Open Society Foundation to fund development, fund education, fund open societies, as well as strengthening democratic processes around the world. So the Open Society Foundation has been one of those countries that has been very involved in advocating for liberal democracy around the world. Now, that is the view of George Soros that some people have, but others, including many on the conservative spectrum of US politics as well as Indian politics, believe that George Soros and the funding that he has provided for a number of progressive political causes has actually negatively impacted American politics. As you know, US politics has a great deal of influence of money power. That is that billionaire financiers, both on the conservative and the liberal side, have a large amount of power to donate money to political candidates, shape the political agenda in ways that they like. And George Soros is no exception. Therefore, he has attracted a great deal of ire from the conservative wing of American politics. So you've had Elon Musk, of course, who is, again, another billionaire entrepreneur who is well known to everyone and has come out and slammed George Soros. In fact, in a podcast interview once, Elon Musk even said that George Soros essentially hates humanity. That was a statement that Elon Musk made, not a man much given to subtlety. But then you now have other American politicians also on the conservative side coming out, including Nikki Haley, the prominent Indian American politician who was the US ambassador to the United Nations. She herself came out and criticized this decision. Even the son of incoming President Donald Trump Jr., his son, also posted a tweet saying something about slamming basically the decision to give George Soros this award, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Now, we haven't seen any official reactions yet in India, but the Indian government and especially the Bharatiya Janata Party is unlikely to be very happy about this because in the past they have raised concerns, the BJP has raised concerns that the Open Society Foundation and George Soros have been using their wealth and their influence to try and destabilize Indian politics and to influence Indian politics a particular way. So, for example, the criticism that is often made is that George Soros in the past has been very, very open about the fact that he has directly accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of creating a Hindu nationalist state, and he's pledged to support initiatives that counter that nationalism. He also has criticized Narendra Modi for his links to the Adani group. That is something as well. So the broader idea is that George Soros has criticized the Modi government quite strenuously, and therefore the Bharatiya Janata Party, as well as many on India's conservative spectrum, have come out and have sort of tried to depict him as something of a puppet master, trying to orchestrate efforts against the Indian government, and that is really what has been happening, which is that critics of Soros in India say that he says he's promoting democracy, says he's promoting human rights, but actually this is just a way to fund political interference in Indian society and Indian politics, and to push particular values that go against what the BJP wants. So there has been this brewing clash for a very, very long time. George Soros is very often called a member of the deep state, which is, of course, a term that is often used to talk about shadowy interests both in the government, in the business world, etc., that influence policy in America and therefore impact the rest of the world. George Soros is seen to be part of that shadowy cabal and is seen to be part of the deep state by many on India's conservative wing of Indian politics. So that is where we are right now, and of course, many seeing this as a decision by the Joe Biden administration, which is of course on its way out. There have been some tensions, again, raised by many in the conservative wing of Indian politics. Remember that with the Democratic administration in these last months, we've had some difficulties given the presence of Khalistani groups. The Biden administration's meeting with Sikh activist groups, that's something as well that many in India have questioned, which is of course with the Hardeep Singh Nijjar case as well as the Gurpatwant Singh Pannu case. You might recall those cases. There has been this sense that these groups are being given a space in the United States that they should not be. That has raised the hackles of many in India. It has added one dimension of strain to the India-US relationship. There's also what's happening right now in Bangladesh, with the sense that the fall of the Sheikh Hasina regime was in some ways triggered or helped along by the US government under Joe Biden. That has created another added layer of tension in India-US relations. So the question really now is whether this will be seen as another deliberate act, as some sort of signaling, whether the US government approves of the messaging that George Soros has been putting out, and if the Bharatiya Janata Party has accused George Soros and people associated with the Bharatiya Janata Party have accused people like George Soros of being part of the deep state. Remember S. Jaishankar, India's foreign minister, called him old and dangerous, called George Soros old and dangerous, quite frankly. So if Joe Biden is giving the highest honor in America to George Soros, then what does that say about the relationship between India and the US and how the two governments see George Soros' activities? Because if you are giving George Soros the highest national award, that means you approve of his activities, whereas the Indian government and prominent figures in the Indian government have been very, very critical of George Soros' handling of key issues in Indian politics. So another strain of tension. So far, it has not manifested, but it may, and it is worth keeping an eye on for now. But that's all we have for you on this story right now. We will keep you absolutely updated on this story as and when there are reactions on the Indian side from Indian officialdom. We will absolutely put out those responses for you on our channel, India Today Global. Please do keep watching.